Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today is the first time I am recording a puzzle since I got back from PAX. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting. So this is Pinwheel, Arrow Sudoku by Strosahl, and this is a bunch of people helping me out by going back and looking at some older puzzles and trying to find older puzzles that can be solved from good setters, because puzzles don't grow old. Maybe they're a bit like a wine. They grow and become a little more refined. They don't change at all. But some of the logic that we put into puzzles, or that was put into puzzles years ago, we now just take for granted. But going back and figuring out what that was, I think is a really cool thing. I like investigating older puzzles, and this is one I haven't solved. And Scott Strosahl is an amazing setter who I don't think I've covered on the channel in a couple of years now. So I'm looking forward to revisiting this one. Once again, BremSter being BremSter is recovering from some medical issues, so we'll have to see how I go. But let's have a look at the puzzle. Pinwheel, Arrow Sudoku by Strosahl. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box without repetition. So that's normal Sudoku rules. And then arrows. Digits on an arrow must sum to the number placed in that arrow's circle or pill. So the sum of these three digits will get placed here. The sum of these digits will get placed here, but the pill number will get read either left, right, or top down. Now, there are no two-digit vertical pills here, but that's how a vertical pill would work. So if this was these two digits and going across, it would be this would be the tens and this would be the unit. But because it's horizontal, this is the tens and this is the units. That's how it works. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's see if I can solve this before the medication kicks in. Now, there's a couple of things I can do here. I believe there's something about a row like this. Now, I can't remember what it is. It's been too long. But because the sum of these all go here, I believe this is fixed, but I can't remember what it is. Because an entire row of a Sudoku will contain all of the digits from 1 to 9. And if you sum all of the digits from 1 to 9, you get to 35. 45. Wow. Okay, the medication has kicked in. All of the digits from 1 to 9 summed together is 45. But these digits is, the sum of those digits is put here. Now, if this was, for example, 25, if we said 25 here, that would mean these would sum to 25, but these would only sum to 7, 2 plus 5, and 25 plus 7 is not 45. It doesn't work. So, and I think the same is for anything. This has to be 30 something is basically what we end up with. And I can't remember the logic of how to prove this. If this was 20 anything, we don't get enough, because even 29 is only 11. And 11 plus 29 only gets us to 40. So this has to be 30 something, because if it was 40, even 41 would be 5 plus 41, which doesn't get us there. So if I put 40 something here, the for anything here, the minimum these could sum to would be 4 plus 1, which is 5. These would have to sum to 40, but we've as a maximum, but we've said that the more minimum these could be would be 41, because we can't make them 40. So this has to be a 3. Now, the question then becomes, there is better logic than this, but I can't remember what it is. You can do it math-wise, and I cannot remember what it is. Is it 36? Because, yeah, I think this is 36, because I'm trying to remember the logic, because 36 is 9, and 9 plus 36 is 45. And if it was 35, then these had sum to 8. Yeah, it's 36. These are 36, and I can't remember the logic for it. But it is 36 is 9, and 9 plus 36 is 45. Any other combo, 37, it'd be 10 plus, and it's something to do with the way the units digit works. So it's 45 minus, I can't remember the math. I really can't. I really can't remember the math. But there is a way of doing it. Because you're subtracting this digit. So you end up with 45 minus this digit, which gets you to 39. And then you have to subtract the units digit. So yeah, it's 45 minus the units digit minus the tens digit within that tens bracket. But I can't quite remember how you... See, this is me being an idiot on camera. There is a way of doing it, though. Hey, BremSter from the future here, and I just wanted to go through how this arrow was going to work. I know in the video I didn't cover it very well, and I knew there was a mathematical way of doing it, and I just wanted to jump in and go through it. I was doing the dishes a few hours later and realized how it worked. So let's look at this row. I'll cut back to the video soon. So what we have here is we've got a digit which we could call X. Let's put it actually, why isn't it in as a big thing? This will be X and this will be Y. So we know that the entire row is going to sum to 45. This will be X and this will be Y, but this is a tens digit and this is a units digit. So this entire line is going to have, because if this was 25, this would be sum to 25, which is 10 times X plus Y. So this entire line is going to be, let's see if I can do this. This entire line is, whoops, letter mode, but it is going to be, say, 10, whoops, can I do 10? No, I can't. But this is going to be, I could basically do something like, it's going to be 10 X, X, let's put it center. This is why letter mode breaks me, because 10x and y. So this will be this line will be the arrow itself will be 10x and y. So if you because it's 10x and y, I'm spending more time trying to struggle with the tool than I am doing the explanation. So overall, this row, because we've got x and y and 10x and y, is going to be 11x plus 2y. So what we're going to have for the entire row is the entire row, which is 45, is 11x plus 2y. So if x was 2, 11 times 2 would be 22. 2y would have to sum to the difference between 22 and 45, which is 23. 23 divided by 2 is, what, 11 and a half? Doesn't work. If x was 4, 11y would be 44. 2y would have to make the difference between 44 and 45, so y would be a half. Does not work. So we know that x is 3. So let's get out of the minute mode. X would be 3. Then 11 times x is 33. So the difference is now 12. 45 minus 33 is 12. If we divide that by 2 to get the 2y, we end up with that being 6, and that's how you get the 36 mathematically, rather than doing it the way I did, which was, hang on, 2 doesn't work, 4 doesn't work, hang on, how do I prove that? That's the mathematical way of doing that. I'll cut back to BremSter, who didn't figure that out while solving, but did get the correct answer, and just by elimination, but that's the mathematical way of doing it. Because up here, I've got a different restriction. I think this is going to have to be a 2. It can only be a 2 or a 4, because it has to be a tens. It has to be a tens digit. It can't be higher than. It can't be less than a tens digit, because this is a 2-digit number. It can't be a 1 or a 3. And if this was a 4, the minimum this could be, it'd be 41. If I put 41 plus 5 in here, that I'm already over the 40, and I have to put another digit in. So this is a 2. Now, the maximum this could, but this digit gives me some freedom here, because this line has the extra freedom because it doesn't go to there. So if this was 21, this does have a minimum value, because if this was 21, it'd be 3 plus 21, which is 24, and that would have to make up the difference. It doesn't work. So let's have a look at the possible options. 21 doesn't work, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are possible. It can't be a 6 because of this and this. So 23 would be 5 plus 23 would be 28. That's too high. 4 would be 24. 6 plus 24, which is 30, that'd be 15. 25 would be 7 plus 25, 32, that'd be 13. 7 would be 9 plus 27, which is 36, which would make that 9. 8 would be 10 plus 28, which would be 38, making that 7. And 29 would be 11 plus 29, which would make that 5. So this is 5, 7, or 9, depending on whether this is 6, 7, or 8. Interesting. Now, there were some other things I saw here, which is the minimum you can put onto a 3-cell arrow, and this is where I think a lot of people would start. The minimum you can put onto a 3-cell arrow is 1, 2, and 3. So if this is 1, 2, 3, its absolute minimum, this would have to be 6. But the maximum this could be would be 7, 8, 9. And the same is true on all of these arrows. So this is the 6, 7, 8, 9 in the central box, which means these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this has to be the largest of these digits. Because if this was a 4, where would I put the 5 in the box? If this was anything other than the 5 would be on an arrow with something else that sums to a digit larger than 5. So 5 goes into the center of the grid. I honestly think this should be the thing that gets a celebration, because 5 happens way more often than anything else. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, but if these also have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, because 5 is either going to be, this being an odd digit, you can make 1 plus 4, 2 plus 3. The next option is 3 plus 2, which is the same as 2 plus 3. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, you can never have a 5, 0. So they all have to be less than 5. Now, is that telling me... Well, I know what this one is. Oh, this is way easier. I know what this one is. I can't use a 1 on this arrow. So its minimum 3 digits are 2, 3, 4. That's the 9. There's no 9 in any of those. And if I don't use a 1 on one of these arrows, then I'm broken. This one, I know what it is. Oh, this is easy. It's not easy, but it's clean. This is the 4. There's no 4 on these because of the 2, 3 looking at them. This becomes a 2, 3 pair. But I can't use a 2 on this arrow. Now, the only way to make 6 is 1, 2, 3, the 3 smallest digits, which I can't do. The only way to make 7 is to increase one of the digits from 1, 2, 3. Now, I said it can't be 1, 2, 3, but I'd have to increase one of those digits by 1 to go from 6 minimum to 7. Now, I can't increase the 1 or the 2, because if I increased the 1 by 1, I'd end up with 2, 2, 3. Which, while it's 7, I can't do 2 2s in the same box. If I increase the 2, I'd end up with 1, 3, 3, and I can't put 2 3s on the arrow either. So to get to 7, the only way to do it is 1, 2, 4, but I don't have a 4 available. So this isn't the 7, this is the 8. I can't do 8 with a 1 or with a 2. The minimum digits I have are 1, 3, 4, and that's how I must make up that 8. This is a 1, 3, 4. There's no 8 here. This is a 6, 7. One of these is 1, 2, 3, and the other one, 1, 2, 3, and the other one is 1, 2, 4, because I've already spoken how that works. So one of these is 1, 2, 3, and the other one is 1, 2, 4, but 1 and 2 must be on these arrows. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are an 8, 9 pair. That's interesting. So this... Was it if this is 8, this is 7, that's right. If this is 7, this is 9, which would allow that to be 8. Interesting. There's no 3 here. There's no 2 here. Oh, 2, 3. There's no 3 here. This is 1, 4. This is the 3. So there's no 3 in either of those, which with the 5 means there's no 2 in either of those. There's no 2 in either of those, which the 5 means there's no 3 in either of those. There's no 3 here, so there's no 2 here. This is a 1, 4. There's no 2 here, so there's no 3 here. This is a 1, 4. So there's no 1 or 4 in either of those. This is 3, this is 2, this is 2, this is 3. This is so clean. It's a Strosahl puzzle. What do you expect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6 and 7. That. 2 is down here. Do I need to put 2 on that? It's easier than that. This is just a neat little puzzle. I probably didn't need to do this at the start, but I was curious as to what would happen. But the 1, 4 is looking down, making that the 2, which means there's no 2 on here, which means there must be a 1 on here, because each of the 6 or a 7 needs a 1. But there's no 1 here, but there must be a 1 on this arrow. This becomes the 1. There must be a 2 on this. Yeah, I've already got that. That's okay. That doesn't help. Not me yet, but it will at some point. I don't know when. I get the feeling this is... Oh, where's 6 in this box? 6 is not there. 6 is not there. This is the 6. This is the 7. There's no 7 there. Now, the 7 there was made by an 8 here, because 28 would be 10 plus 28 is 30... Sorry, 10 plus 28 is 38, which means 45 minus 38 is 7. So there's no 8 here. This is 7 or 9. Does that mean one of these has to be a 9 now? Because if this is 27, that's 9 plus 27 is 36, and this would have to be a 9. So, yeah, if this is 27, that's a 9. This can't be a 9. If this is a 9, this would be 27 with 5, and that doesn't work. Because 27 is 9 plus 27. That doesn't leave that to be a 5. That's the 8. That's the 9. Does that help? Maybe. Oh, this 4 made that 1 and that 4 ages ago, which made that 1 and that 4, which means this is not a 4. This is not the 1. This is the 1, which puts 1 down here somewhere. So there's no 1 on this arrow. If there was no 2 on this arrow, or there is a 2 on this arrow, because this 2 says there's no 2 there. There's a 2 here. It could be 2, 4 with a 6. So this could be 2, 4 with a 6. It can't be, so it can't be 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. 2, 5 would make this 7. That doesn't work. 2, 6 would make this 8. That doesn't work. 2, 7, 9 might be possible. That might be possible. So what about here? This is either 4, 5, 9. This can't be 4, 5, 9. There must be a 1 on this arrow. If there was no 1 on this arrow, there'd be no 2 or 3 on this arrow either. So without a 1, 2, 3, this would have to be 4, 5, the minimum it could be. And this would be 4, 5, 9, which would mean that would have no fill. So there is a 1 on this arrow, which means there's no 1 here. So it can't be 1, 2. It can't be 1, 3. 1, 4, 5 could work. 1, 5, 6 could work. 1, 6, 7 could work. There's a lot of options, isn't there? But there is a 1 on that arrow. That's not the 2 because of that. That's the 3. So that's the 2 that must be... Yeah, the 2, 3, 4 means that's the 3. That has to be the 2, making this the 6, this the 7, which means that's the 4. There's no 4 there. Very neat. I'm just missing the obvious stuff. Okay. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Well, 7 is up here. 8 I'm not sure about. 9 I'm not sure about. It's got to be these. It's probably the combination of those. Seven, 9 or 9, 5. Is it 9, 5? 29 plus 29 plus 11 is 40. Yeah. So it's either 7, 9 or 9, 5. 9 is in one of those two. 8, oh, that's an 8. So what is this? 3, 5, 6, and 7. There's no 3 or 6 there. Oh, there's no 3 in any of those. That's the 3. So this is 5, 6, 7. So 1, this is a 4, 9, and we know the order. The 4 makes that the 9 and that the 4. Quite simple Sudoku. 5, 6, and 7 go into those. There's no 6 there. Huh. Nine makes this 5. 7 makes this 9. I can't put 9 elsewhere on this arrow. Eight is in one of those two. 3 is in one of those two. But this... right, that's it. 3 and 3 puts 3 up here. That 3 says not there. Can't put 3 there because this would have to be 1, 2, and it can't be. That's a 3. 8 is now in here. 1, 8, 9. Oh, it's not quite there, is it? At least not for me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 6 is down here. Okay, 1, 4 with 5. Oh, I can't put a 4 on this arrow because of the 2. Oh, that's a 4 by Sudoku. That's a 4. So that's the 1, that's the 4. That takes 4 off this. This becomes 2, 7, 9, which makes that the 5, which means these need to sum to 40, which is 2, 9 plus 20. No. This being the 5 made this the 9, didn't it? Yeah, 11 plus 29 is 40. That's now the 9. There's no 5 here. This is a 6, 7 for the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. This is a 6, 7. The 6 makes that the 7 and that the 6, taking 6 out of there. Nice. Nice. I can't remember. Don't get migraines if you can avoid them. The medication is... Ew. So 1, 6, 7 could work. 1, 7, 8 doesn't work. 1, 8, 9 could work. So I could then do 1, 8, 9. In fact, 9 is in one of those two. Oh, the 2, 7 is looking up. That is a 9. This is 1, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6 and 7. So we've got 6 and 7 in there. There's no 6 there. That's the 6. I like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. These are 4 and 6. The 6 is looking across, making that the 4 and that the 6. Don't yet know how to resolve the 2, 7, but these therefore are 1 and 5, and the 1 is looking down, making that the 5 and that the 1. So this column is missing a 9, I think. And this is 5 and 8. The 7 is looking down saying that's not the 7, that's the 7. So these are 5, 8, and 9. There's no 9 there. There's no 9 there. That's the 9. Don't know how to resolve these 5, 8s yet. The 7 makes that the 5 and that the 7. So what are these? 1 is in one of those two. 3 is right there. So 3, 1, which means 8 and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 go in. The 5 makes that the 8 and that the 5. Okay. That doesn't look down to that yet. But what's this pair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9, which means this is the 7, this is the 9. The 7 looks across, making that the 2 and that the 7. The 7 takes 7 out of there, Now this is 5 or 6, and it's 5 because of the 6 already in the box. So 6 goes there. This 7 makes this the 5 and this the 7. The 5 makes that the 8, that the 5, which makes that the 8 and that the 5. The 3 makes that the 2 and that the 3. These are now 2, 4, and 8. There's already an 8 in this row. Take the 8 out, put in the 8, and the 4 looks down, making that the 2 and that the 4, and that is the correct solution. Now, I'm really happy with 20 minutes on that one. Now, I probably would have been able to do this a little easier, but I wanted to explore this one and see if I could remember how it worked. And I didn't very well. And I know there's a better way of explaining that. Someone in the comments will explain the algebra and everything for it, which is one of the things I like. I don't need to be the person who solves everything perfectly. Well, I try and do good logic on my puzzles. Whenever there's something that's like, oh, BremSter missed this, honestly, I die a little inside. Maybe that's why I'm going so grey. But I really hate it when my logic is bad. I really do. But when I come up with a solution that isn't the most elegant and someone else can share a better solution, I think that's fine. I mean, I don't need to be the best showcase. If you can come to my channel, find a good puzzle, and then say, actually, there's this other way of doing it that someone might enjoy, that's great. People turning around and saying, oh, BremSter missed the obvious. As long as I found another way through, I don't mind if I missed the obvious. As I keep saying, I'm not a world champion or anything. I'm just a guy solving puzzles and wanting to share that with you. That's all I'm trying to do here. Great stuff. Sorry that I'm really not with it today, but I did need to record to get something out because I've been away for a week, but I'm still recovering from this. Sorry it's not the best content. Sorry, Scott, that your return is with something not great. See how it all goes. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully the puzzle makes up for the terrible video. And as always, good luck with your solving.